Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. Definitely a less stressful day for me today. You know, if you watched yesterday's vlog post, you know that I was a little worried about whether or not... Oh my gosh. Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. Definitely a happy Tuesday for me. Stress level. And one of the people that I work with, this gentleman, David Geyer, who I will link to some of his stuff below here. Outside of our day job, David is a woodworker, and I became familiar with what he does via some things that he made. He brought into work for me to check out, and they were duck decoys. He carves duck and other birds out of wood. It's pretty phenomenal to see. Jesus. Hey, happy Tuesday, you guys. Just so you know, this is like the 5th time I've started recording this post. It's driving me nuts. I don't know what my problem is today. I just can't seem to string together more than one word after another without issue. So today's a good day for me just because my stress level is quite a bit lower than it was yesterday. Yesterday I was waiting on pins and needles to find out whether or not my contract with Olympus would be renewed for another year as a member of the Visionary program, and happy to report it is. If you want to know more about all of that, just watch yesterday's vlog post. So, but I wanted to kind of talk today on my commute home about somebody that I know from outside of photography. For those who aren't aware, photography is not my 100% full-time job. You know, I have a 9 to 5, a day job. I work in quality control for a manufacturer in Michigan here as a programmer, and work with all sorts of people in that job. And one of the people that I work with, a gentleman named David Geyer, is outside of our day job, a talented woodworker. I became familiar with what he does via some photos he brought in of things that he had created, and those were duck decoys. He carved and paints wooden duck decoys, and they're just incredible. They're works of art, really. And David has aspirations of, you know, getting out of the 9 to 5 rat race and starting business on his own, woodworking, and has invested a lot of time and money into building up his workshop, and recently approached me and told me that he got a piece of equipment that would allow him to do moldings, you know, for, you know, around windows and crown moldings in your homes. And something else that he mentioned was it's great for making picture frames. So of course that, you know, caught my interest, and, you know, talking back and forth with him, I, you know, got him set up with a Facebook business page. You know, told him he needed some sort of a presence online, and Facebook is an easy way to do it that won't cost him anything. So I sat down with him and helped him get that set up, and as a just a kind gesture for the help, he made me a picture frame, a 16 by 20 frame. I'm driving, so I'm not going to be able to do this, you know, as effectively as I would if I were at home, but so here's the frame. It is Honduran mahogany, you know, handcrafted by David, you know, hand stained and finished. It's a beautiful frame. I mean, it's just gorgeous. It's recessed in the back so that if you have an image mounted on, say, foam core or something like that, it'll sit nice and snug in the back side of the frame. It's wonderful. And so he brought that into me today, and like I said, I was more than impressed with the craftsmanship there. And he told me that he was thinking he might just want to start making those and selling them, you know, and I told him I think it's a great idea. You know, photographers need to print their work more often, and there's nothing better than a nice handcrafted frame for your work rather than something cheap that you would get at, you know, like a big box store. So I asked him, you know, well, what would you charge for something like this? And this is the part that blew my mind, as he told me between $30 and $35 for a 16 by 20 frame. This one in particular is mahogany, and he said $35 for that. He's, you know, probably $30 or so, you know, for other woods like oak and pine and birch and things like that. $30 for a handmade frame. You know, not gonna knock products that come out of China, but you know, they're mass produced cheaply, you know, with oftentimes really, really questionable labor practices. So you get what you pay for with those. And even with that being said, a lot of the frames that I have at home that were purchased at box stores that are made in China or overseas are made with subpar materials, and I paid more than $30 for a 16 by 20 frame. So I'll end the conversation about the picture frames here. I'll just say that down in the show description below, I'll put a link to his Facebook page. Drop in there and give him a like, and you know, ask him some questions about what he would charge to do frames for you of different sizes. I'd love to see him get some business, just because I think everybody should own something that is handcrafted. It's why I'm such a huge fan of the tap and die camera straps that I use on my cameras. It's why I'm a huge fan and supporter of the filter system that Phil Norton creates, because while yes, it's 3D printed, it's still an object, you know, created by an individual and not some big mega factory somewhere, you know. So again, just if you've got a minute, swing by the Facebook page of, well, I'll put everybody down there. The Facebook page of Tap and Die, the Facebook page of David Geyer, the woodworker, or the Facebook page of Phil Norton, and give all those guys a like and tell them I sent you over that way. Maybe you get a discount on something, I don't know. Actually, I know I'll be able to get you a discount on the filter holder for the 7 to 14 that Phil Norton makes. Stay tuned for more information on that. But yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to a few people, a few brands that make products one at a time by hand. There's nothing better than that in my mind. You know, we create art as an individual, and the people that make these products are creating art in their way as individuals. Gotta respect that. I'm gonna kill the camera here, and I'm looking at this pond that I keep driving by every day. I'm still on the hunt for like a great shot of wood ducks. That's coming soon. But anyways, yeah, let me turn the camera off, focus on driving, and I'll check back in with you guys in a little bit. Guys, so I'm back in the woods again, returning to see if I can't get a few better shots of the wood ducks. Today I have the EM5 Mark II and the 75 to 300 on, and I want the extra reach. I'm willing to sacrifice a wider aperture, lose a little bit of depth of field there, but I want that reach. And until I get a 300 f4, this is where my reach is at. That extra 90 millimeters is a big deal. So I'm shutting the camera down because I'm going to shut my mouth and see if we can make this photo happen today. See you in a bit. Alright, I've been here for about a half hour. I really don't have a whole lot of time today, so I'll probably hang out for another 15 minutes or so. I haven't seen the ducks at all yet, but you know, a half hour is really nothing. So a couple cool shots of some turtles, that's about it. But it doesn't matter, it's nice to just be out here. Need to do this more often. Alright, sit tight guys, wish me luck. Maybe they'll fly in sometime in the next 15 minutes. don't know how well you'll hear me because the frogs here are crazy loud again, but this tree is where I think the wood ducks have a nest. Not positive. I need to do a little more research to find out about how big of an opening they need, but I'm thinking that that tree is it. They're not here right now. I've been here for about 15 minutes, not very long at all. But I just wanted to point out that tree because at the base of it is where I took the shots last week when I was out here. They were right around this area, around there and there. So again, it's all speculation, but I'm pretty confident that that's the tree where they're nested. How cool would it be to get photos of them emerging from the nest, or even better yet, from them pushing their ducklings out into the water for their first time out of the nest? That would be awesome. Alright, shutting her down, gonna hang out for a while longer.